Huh.
for the next one.
Yeah, slide canceling is
All
pretty
thrusters.
good. Oh no. Yeah, that's the thing, like you gotta
The enemy planted at Alpha. Ready to deploy. Focus online.
of course. Just I go for the defuse. I should have diffused earlier. Damn.
The round is lost. Focus on the next one.
There's a shotgun user, so I'm not gonna
All
go mid.
thrusters. Plant a charge on the target and destroy it.
Yeah, slide canceling is pretty easy.
Bomb secure. UAV is exiting the AO.
I'm gonna go here again.
Strasser 1.
These
Plant a
maps,
charge
I'm gonna
on
be
the
honest, I
target
like these
and
maps for
detonate it.
search. They're pretty good for, oh,
We
okay.
have the device.
They're pretty good for search and destroy, but
Planting bomb at Alpha. Ready for Sawski. All Strasser devices set. Stand by to detonate. Copy. UAV orbiting the AO. Recon is online.
oh, you can't like cancel your weapon though.
You've won that round. Get ready for the next one.
Enemy in the area.
Ready to deploy.
Last guy I saw over here. Oh,
1 minute. Overwatch activated.
no, I tried switching to my pistol.
Victory secure. Be ready to win again. Destroy.
Man, I really wanted to drop 20. I hope we lose.
All Strasser, defend the objectives.
Oh no. Oh no. I think last two are in here.
Seconds left.
Oh. My and that's game.
We have defused the bomb.
GG's.
Mission.
Alright, so I'm gonna show you guys actually my classes. So here's the MP5. And I think the best two guns that I like to use are the MP5 and M4. The M4, like the AK-74U is pretty good too, but I would say the MP5 is better. Here's the MP5. Once again, it's basically the same thing. Here's my MP5 class. It's basically the exact same as Modern Warfare 1. You know, the lock shot, which is the compensator, Merc 4 grip, 49 mag, no stock. It's basically the same thing. There's just different names, and I always run an automatic pistol as my secondary. And actually, I'm gonna show you guys how to use dead silence. So a lot of people want to know how to get dead silence on their classes. So I'm gonna show you. You're gonna want to create a new loadout, and then just select the middle one, the Hunter Stalker, and it comes with dead silence every time. So you just want to select this, and until you know dead silence actually comes out, you won't be able to change it. But you can just use that weapon class, and you should get it every time. As for perks, the perk system I don't really like. I don't like how you have to wait, but here's the one that here are the perks that I like to use. I like to use double time and tracker. You know, the first two are basically just preference. Double time you can run faster, tracker you can see their footsteps. The only other ones I would say like to use is maybe EOD, but I mean everything else is just I don't know. It's not that good. Other than overkill, I guess. And for my bonus perk, I like to use focus. You know, it reduces the flinch when people shoot at you. Resupply spotter, all these other perks are pretty bad. Quick fix is the only other perk that I'd like to use. And for my ultimate perk, I like to use overclock or bird's eye. It's just better. Everything else, like ghost, is kind of stupid because you don't get ghost till like the end of the game or the middle of the game. So yeah, I think ghost is pretty useless. I wish it was like a perk that you could just equip it automatically, but it's not. High alert is pretty useless as well. I mean, with the TTK in this game, like the guns kill so fast. So, you know, using high alert is kind of just useless because as soon as you turn, you'll die essentially. So the only kind of like ultimate perk that I would, you know, recommend is overclock or bird's eye. Overclock is like tune up, and bird's eye you can basically have a UAV. So yeah, those are the perks that I like to run. I'm actually going to show you guys really quickly how to unlock the Lachlan AR and the MP5. What you're going to want to do is make a new loadout. So you're going to create a new loadout. You're going to pick the Assault Rusher. It's basically the loadout with overkill. And you're going to change the M4 and the shotgun's positions. You're going to just switch them basically. So for your primary, make sure it's the Expedite shotgun. And then your secondary can just be basically whatever else you want it to, but make sure that your primary is the shotgun. And then what you're going to want to do is switch to any other class without overkill. So you're going to switch to anything else. I'm going to just use my rush class because I have it. And then you should see that you get a pistol and your Expedite is your primary. And then basically what you do is you just switch back to overkill. Now you can see as my secondary, I have the Lockman AR. And you're gonna have to keep overkill on this class if you want to use it, but it's whatever. You can level this up to like level, I think 5 or 15. I forget which level. And then once you level it up, you can actually unlock the SMG right here, which is the MP5. And then you can level that up and use it. That's how you unlock the Lockman. Everyone's asking for it and whatnot. But yeah, that's pretty much everything for my classes. I'm gonna head on over to my settings. So controller vibration off, trigger effect off. Your sensitivity, that's just personal preference. I play on 9. Attack sprint, I use automatic sprint. And reload behavior, I use prioritize interact. You can just tap it. It's basically tap to reload and whatnot. And I use apply all for armor plates, even though there's no Warzone. As for my graphics, I have on-demand texture streaming on. And the reason for that is because you just get better performance. You get, you know, the game looks better. On PC, I would not have this on though, but on console, I do. So yeah, the motion blur off for both. Film grain all the way down. It's set at 100 by default, so I just lower it. You don't want the game to be grainy. Depth of field off, and fidelity, I keep that on, and I turn the strength all the way on. It increases the sharpness of the game, And these are kind of like NVIDIA filters, so just keep that at 99 or 100. So for field of view, console recently just got FOV. So I know it's pretty tempting to turn the FOV all the way up, but if you're new to FOV, do not play on 120. You're gonna lose your aim assist, and it's kind of harder to see people when you're playing on 120 when you jump straight from 80 to 120. I would say play on 110, maybe 112 max, and just get used to it before you like go higher. You can even play on 100 if you want, but that's just me. Get used to the FOV and then increase it, because your aim will be affected by it if you play like super high to begin with. But yeah. And for ADS field of view, I play on affected. Basically, it doesn't zoom all the way to the normal effect. I think everyone should play on affected. And for weapon field of view, I play on wide. For my audio, I play on headphone bass boost. So for advanced settings for aim assist, actually, I didn't cover this. So aim assist, obviously you want to keep it on. I keep everything on default, but I changed the response curve to dynamic. It basically, you're able to, it just helps with aiming, I guess. And for tac sprint, keep that on double tap. I turn ground mantle off, automatic mantle off, ground mantle off again. And yeah, basically want to turn all these off, keep all these to off. And then parachute auto redeploy, I keep that off. And then I think everything else is, you know, default. Yeah, everything else is just left on default. So yeah, those are my settings, you know, my classes and whatnot. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to hit that sub button, like the video, and, you know, maybe share it with a friend. I'm going to be dropping a lot more MW2 content within the next, you know, following weeks up until the beta goes away. So make sure you stay tuned for that, because there is more info and more guns, and I think more maps and levels that are going to be unlocked when the beta comes out for like Xbox and PC. So stay tuned. Thanks, guys.